This is Linda Schiller Hanna at Inner Kid Keto, segment 51. Not area 51, segment 51. If you're new with us, welcome. If you've been around a while, welcome back. Thanks for showing up again. I try to keep it short and sweet and give you something to think about every single message, every single time. So today's message is, I aced Earth School, and I've got the word school down here. I aced Earth School. Well, what do I mean about that? Well, back in the 1970s, I went to a metaphysical training school, a spiritual training school called Heart Song, and they gave me a new world view. And it made sense to me then, and it makes sense to me today. I had not learned this in Sunday school. I had not learned this in my family. I learned this at Heart Song, and it has been reinforced over the years, and many other spiritual metaphysical teachings and experiences I've been involved in. So if this is new to you, listen up. If it's familiar, sit back and enjoy one more telling. From a metaphysical perspective, we chose this incarnation to be alive. We chose our parents, we chose our family, our community, our life experiences, all of it to grow our soul. Wow. Some of us said, I really want to grow this lifetime. I'm going to pull in a lot of stuff. And I'm going to challenge myself big time. I'm going to pull in addiction. I'm going to pull in poverty. I'm going to pull in abuse. I'm going to pull in being in jail or whatever. Being falsely accused of something. Being black in a predominantly white culture. I'm going to pull in more crazy stuff than I can shake a stick at. Ouch. Many of us are going to say, ouch, I wouldn't have chose this. This is too darn hard. But if you think of this as Earth School, are you going to ace it? Are you going to flunk it? Where are you in Earth School? Now, I had a metaphysical teacher at a Unity church, and she talked about spiritual levels of awareness. And she says some folks are in spiritual 3rd grade, and they learn from spiritual 4th graders, and some are 8th grade, and they teach spiritual 7th graders. That we tend to hang with people closer to our vibration. As you grow in spirit, you raise up, and you have more to share down, and those behind are lifted as they come on board and understand. So if this is new to you, you might want to think about it, maybe meditate on it, roll with it. But the longer I'm on this planet, the more I think this is Earth School. And so I want to say, did I pass or fail? I started out making this shirt, I flunked Earth School. But I think that's kind of negative. I think I want to say I aced Earth School. Now, I have people who will arrogantly tell me, I'm on my last life. My thought on that is, if you're bragging you're on your last life, you're absolutely not. Way too much ego in that. There is a story, I think, about a Buddhist monk who was very close to enlightenment. He had gone around multiple lives, and he was heading to the pearly gates one more time. And they said, okay, you can finally come home and stay with us, or we're going to give you one more option. Do you want to go back and save this particular person or this group? Oh, I'll go back. Failed the test. At a certain point, we can't be codependent. We've got to let people figure it out and grow through their lessons too. Hard as that may seem. Now, my little brother Joe, I have talked about multiple times. He's the one that stole the airplane. But after he stole the airplane trying to kill himself, he ended up in a jail, ended up in AA. AA helped him. He got sober, and he ended up with over 20 years of sobriety, maybe more. And he helped so many people. He sponsored a lot of people in his AA community. He didn't do a lot of other things in his life, to be honest. Well, he did start a bookstore online back in the early days, serious about books. And he did solve an equation on the periodic table, figured out that one of the numbers was wrong. He was pretty much a math genius. But he didn't finish college. His only son took his life. His ex-wife took her life. But he said, you know what? I didn't drink over it. He said he went to his meetings and he went from hug to hug to hug in his 12-step group, in his AA group, when he faced all those tragedies. He did get cancer at the age of 49. He didn't make his 50th birthday. I like to think he graduated, that he graduated to another dimension. And this is probably the most important reason I feel that way. He had maintained over 20 years of sobriety. No drugs, no alcohol, nothing. Just doing program, going to meetings, hundreds and thousands of meetings, day after day, year after year, hanging out with buddies in 12-step groups. He had cancer of the esophagus. He'd been a smoker, he'd been a drinker. He never did quit smoking, I don't think. And the esophagus is a very vulnerable part of your body to those kind of abuses. He was in horrific pain near the end of his life. Horrific pain. He was in the hospital. I said, Joe, why don't you take some pain pills? Nope. Why not? Because I'll break my sobriety. I said, but you're sick. You're in real pain. No. No, I won't do it. I said, even if you did it and you got well, you could start over. Nope, I won't take them. And he didn't. I think he aced Earth School. He was in the last week of his life, and he was very, very sick. And all the people from AA wanted to go visit him in the hospital. And every one of them said they were his brother. He's my brother, he's my brother, he's my brother. Dozens and dozens of them. And the nurses would let him in. And he was exhausted and in pain, and he didn't know how to stop it. And I was doing a workshop out in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and I couldn't be with him. I said, Joe, tell the nurses no visitors. Really? I can say that? I said, yes, you can say that. No visitors. And they did, and it stopped. He had not learned boundaries. He had not learned to honor himself, that he could, even in his most agonizing moments, could say no to people coming and just staring at him. They said there'd be a whole line of people in his hospital room just staring at him when he was so sick. I want you to pass Earth School. I want you to ace it. I'm working on acing it myself. Why not? Let's get a PhD in life. And as my dad would say about PhD piled higher and deeper, we're just going to try to get better. Now, I hope I get a PhD in not letting my dogs eat my teeth. You've seen that story a few days back. I'm still waiting for the replacements. There they are. Can't go all day without sticking your tongue in that little hole. I just have to laugh at myself that I am so deeply human. One of my friends said, well, what are you going to do about your show now that your teeth are gone? Do it anyway. Do it anyway? Yeah. I'm flawed. I'm human. I make mistakes. I'm not going to cry over this. I can be frustrated. I can probably say a couple of bad words to myself, like, you idiot. No. I'm a person in Earth School, learning to love myself, learning to set boundaries, learning to take care of things, learning to take care of things that are important to me, like myself. Let's give yourself a hug. Remember the ivy hug? One hand on one shoulder, one under the arm, and just squeeze in. Oh. I want you to know that you're in Earth School now, and that if you master your life lessons here, you will graduate and maybe don't have to come back anymore. Or if you don't graduate, you'll come back and help somebody else who's in the spot you're in. Let's do the other side. Notice how good it feels to love yourself. Notice how good it feels to hold yourself. And if it doesn't feel good, notice that. You deserve love and hugs every single day. If you can't trust anybody else, at least learn to give them to yourself. Now, I want to mention little Linda back here. Here is little Linda. You may have probably met her in previous groups, previous meetings. She is my little alter ego, my inner child. And look what I got her today. I got her a little chicken. I think it's supposed to move, but I don't think it's working very well. Like the little baby chicken, it's going to grow up into a big chick. Little Linda's going to grow up into an adult. You're going to grow up into wholeness, self-esteem, to become your holy self. Isn't that wonderful? How soon can you accept that you're a miracle and that you're acing Earth School? I'm giving you an A+ today. A+ for showing up for this lesson, and a AA+ if you start applying it, and a AAA+ if you share it with somebody else. Okay? Little chicken is going to grow up to be a big chicken. But right now, little Linda's going to have her. If you want a little help along the path, if you want a little extra support, I will be starting a group March 31st, 2025 on Zoom. You can sign up for it on my little website, innerkidketo.com. We're keeping it affordable, $10 a month. That would be 4 meetings a month, $250 a meeting for 4 hours of growing together. I don't know if you could find a better bargain than that. I have a friend in Virginia Beach that called me today. He said he's got a 6-month waiting list for therapy in his community. There's no waiting list other than to wait till March 31st to get with us. I've been around the block a while. I've been counseling people for 40 years. I've been working through this book for a couple of years myself and had tremendous growth with it. I don't know how much more you need, how much bigger invitation you need to have. But if something is nudging you, saying, maybe I'll come to that group, maybe I'll check it out, maybe just 1 month, give it a try. I invite you to try. Or not. It has to come from inside, not from me. No pressure, no guilt trip. The readiness is all, as Shakespeare says. Are you ready? Are you ready to grow another level in Earth School? I would enjoy having you in class. Have a beautiful evening. God bless you. And don't forget, tomorrow night is the eclipse of the full moon. Take care. Bye-bye.